What's up, guys? This video is about the inner game that is really outer game. Now, first, that might not make a lot of sense, but please watch this video to change not just your game, but your life. First, I'm gonna discuss a little bit about why outer game is the best inner game, but then about how focusing on outer game itself will improve your inner game. First of all, why is outer game the best inner game? The best way to get confidence is via results. You get results, you get more confidence. And what creates results more than anything, no, it's not what you're thinking, it's not what you're feeling, it is taking the right actions. Feeling good helps, but there's crazy mentally ill people in the street who harass women, grab them, say crazy stuff, and they 100% believe in themselves, and they go to jail. Women are not mind readers. I've had times where I felt doubt, where I was nervous. Yes, I'm a coach, but I have human emotions. There's maybe a girl hotter than I was used to in the past, and I crushed it. I hooked up with her. Now, a little story about inner game. I was lucky enough to be so socially off, I wasn't insecure to start out. But then I went to pickup groups. I listened to other guys complaining about their height. They'd be like, oh, if only I were 6 foot. And they were like 5'11". They're like, that's why I'm getting rejected. And I'd hear this stuff over and over. I'm 5'6". I started to get a little insecure. Then, once I had that insecurity, yes, what you think internally can affect the external to a degree if you're not focused on technique. I had a few girls turn me down because of my height. So I started getting insecure. But then I focused on technical game. I learned how to tell stories. I learned how to tease girls. I learned what a shit test is when a girl was testing me. And particularly, I had a moment where I met 2 girls on a rooftop. One of them said she only dates guys who's 6'4" and up. She was like 5'11", beautiful blonde girl. And I went home with the 2 of them. These 2 beautiful, giant, tall Australian girls who were saying the whole night they only go with guys who are 6'4" and over. That took care of the insecurity. And what got me over that, what gave me my inner game, was technique. I told them a story about dating other girls who were taller. It wasn't true at the time, but it became true later. So I used pre-selection. I teased her. I acted disinterested. When she was telling me she liked guys who were taller, I acted non-reactive. I learned the game. I used the game. I got the result, and I became confident. I've had so many results with women who've said things like this. I have no insecurity. If a woman said like, you're hideous, you're anything, it's like, well, I've already had girls say that and then slept with them. I've already slept with girls like you. That's solid inner game. Now, you might think, well, it's the chicken or the egg, but no, you don't need that in your mind in order to perform. It makes it easier, but you can feel doubt and say the right thing and it still works. But here's a really cool little secret. Just by focusing on outer game, your inner game gets so much better. Why? Foundational psychological principles. It is better to focus on what you can control than what you cannot. This goes for business, this goes for self-discipline, working out. You don't feel like working out, you feel doubts. You say, well, you know what? I have the doubt, I can't control that, but I can control whether I go to the gym and follow the program. By doing that, you take right actions and you get results. But you're also creating an internal locus of control. When you are self-directed and focusing on your actions, that creates empowerment and confidence. And this works for everything. That's how I built my first business. You might see this YouTube channel, it's small. I have another one with many millions of views. It's an entertainment channel. It's just an income stream. It's not really my passion, but it's great. It's fairly passive. It brings in a decent amount of income. I had so much doubt, but I just focused on the action. I focused on making videos every day, focused on the process, and that helped me to forget my doubt. So what we're talking about here is foundational principles that work. So often with inner game, it gets really woo-woo just because they're guys who don't actually game. They don't know what they're doing. So they have nothing to teach. So they teach you like, be confident, blah, blah, blah. Whereas focusing on what you can control, focusing on your technique, focusing on your actions, that is real healthy inner game. It's the same for business. You might see business coaches who focus on the inner game of business, and most of the time they don't know what they're doing. Most of the time they made money coaching business. But if you meet people who actually start a business, they're more likely to talk about business. Sure, there are a few things you can do for your mind, which I'll get to in other videos that are helpful, but this is some really great foundational stuff. To review, when you get your outer game better, you will get results, and that will improve your inner game, number one. Number two, just by focusing on the outer game, not focusing on yourself, like, oh, what about me? Just focusing on what do I say? What adjustments can I make? What can I control? You're already having better inner game because you're not so focused on yourself. You're focused on something you can control, and that will give you more confidence, and that will help you in other areas of your life. So that's the outer game of inner game, and it should help you a ton. Focus on what you can control, and that is your technique. And by doing that, your confidence will grow and your results will grow. I'll see you guys in the next video.